Hello, welcome to MissNJoy's Tarot. I'm MissNJoy, and this is Cosmic Chat, where we discuss and I explain whatever topic it is for the evening. And tonight we're talking about energies, about how energies work, concerning everything from love to manifestation to COVID. Okay, so I'm just waiting on some people to pop into the chat. So bear with me. Hopefully, we'll get some company. Hello, phone. Okay. Hey, Kama. You're the only one here so far. I take it notifications are not going out. All right. Get your silk on. Get your silk on. So far, it's just me and you here. Well, I will start to speak on the main thing, or one of the main things that, well, no, relationships. A lot of people have questions about relationships. Hold on, let me send my link to one person. I want to watch that later. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to start with the thing that's getting on everybody on the entire planet's nerve right about now, COVID. But I want to explain why it's our fault. Well, some of us, because not me. Um, if you heard about the urban legends that floated around out there, like Slender Man. There was another one called Siren Head that's like a forest tree looking like siren headed shaped demon. And several other entities that people claim did not exist before people began to talk about it, talk it up, and give it the energy. It's like the collective created such things and such entities and gave them power, and people actually had had been talking about, or you had been hearing that they were actual occurrences or actual entities that were actually coming after and coming for people were actually seeing and having experiences with. This is one of the things that can primarily actually happen. We give something enough energy to be brought to life and to live. This same topic came up in the discussion in a group that I'm in the other day when somebody posed the question, do you think that Jesus is a deity? Do you consider Jesus a deity? And some people did, and some people did not. But some people feel like with the energy that he's been given, that he has been somewhat deitized, if you get what I'm saying. So for the most part, things possess and take on the power that you give them. If you give something great power over you, then indeed it has great power over you. I talked about this when COVID first came out because my what I would have proposed to do was to simply have a world collective of people who did not acknowledge it or did not treat it like it was some major thing. One of the things I would like to point out is that, yes, I do think for whatever reason and whatever organization or whatever you believe, whoever you may think, some people feel the world is Illuminati based. Some people feel like we don't know who's running things, but we're in a matrix of sorts. Some people feel like it's a combined collaborative of the governments or some other type of secret world organization that is going to eventually seek dominance. I did indeed see a conspiracy theory video where they talked about how one of the things for world domination, the tactics, or on the list of things to do, per se, that the Illuminati had on the list was a global pandemic that would decrease the population greatly was actually on there. So that COVID would apply there. So, but it all depends on what you think and what you believe in. But my thing is this: something only has the power that you give it. It's like a pet or a child or anything. If you feed it, it will grow. Okay? If you feed it, it will grow. We were online talking about conspiracy theories and we touched on COVID. That was the last Cosmic Chat. And I pulled up the statistic and I believe that it said that something like only 600 or so people had died from the flu in 2020. When the prior statistics were in the thousands, I mean the double-digit thousands, okay? Like 10, 11, and 12,000 people in just the United States alone had been previously every year dying from the flu. Now, all of a sudden, the flu is basically non-existent, and everyone's dying of COVID? Yeah, no. These numbers are being played with, and they're being inflated. I don't believe in the mode of testing that's being used. I don't believe in the mode of treatments that are being used. The treatments alone, some of them, and the medications they have used, are enough to kill you. And there could indeed, because it's so new, then they don't know so much about it, be something present in the testing that is triggered by something else. For instance, it could actually be testing people positive for a flu variant as opposed to COVID. Because why is it that some people get deathly ill, get sick, and die, seemingly healthy people, but other people go home like they have the flu and get over it in a couple of weeks? But everything is being labeled COVID. Elon Musk had a video where he talked about it and was asked about it, and basically his response was that he felt as well the numbers were being played with and inflated because in a time where someone would get hit by a car who happened to have a coronavirus and died, they would list the cause of death as vehicular homicide, manslaughter, or whatever, by a car accident would be the cause of death. However, if that person had COVID, they're not going to mention the car accident. They're going to put the cause of death as COVID. I made an attempt to find the link to that video and post it in the comments of this video. You have it in January, you still have side effects. Exactly. I do believe, just like HIV and probably many other diseases, I do believe it was engineered. I don't believe it just evolved and came from nowhere on its own. I do believe that it's being kept alive and allowed to mutate. But the main thing, Elon Musk video. But the main thing I wanted to say about it was that if we would not feed it the fear, panic, and worry as society has fed it, it would not have grown in the mass way that it did. Once again, just like an animal or a child, the more you feed it, or a person, the more you feed it, the more it will grow, right? Kmon, it's definitely man-made for sure. I worked with a young lady who was fairly young. I think she was like 24 years old, and she had it. And then she proceeded to have, like you said, Kmon, side effects for weeks to come. She was having muscle pains and still having respiratory issues, and was just allowed to return to the workplace like everything was okay. I feel is it a way to both enable and disable human beings as a whole. Look how many people have become stagnant because of COVID. They're sitting around on unemployment and don't want to go back to work. They become dependent on their government. And if you want to dominate your nation, isn't that what you want? Wouldn't you not want people to become dependent on you? The worse this pandemic gets, prices and inflation is rising. Okay? That's making it harder to live and harder to survive without the aid of your government. Okay? So, that being said, if we had gone on about our lives when COVID first popped up and did not go into this mass frenzy and panic and feed it the fear and the fuel and the energy that it required, it would not have grown to the mass proportions that it has. Okay? Needless to say, we have several people, sorry as former presidents, to help push this along, to incite drama, and to keep it fresh and new. Okay? And like I said in the beginning, it was more so the medications and the treatments they were using to fight it and treat it that were killing people as opposed to the actual disease. Now they're talking about that there is, in fact, that there is in fact a cure, but it's not being publicized. It's not being readily given as it should. Okay. I didn't get it. Doctors explained to me that more than likely it was because my immune system, the way lupus fights, the way lupus works within your body is that it overreacts to everything that you come in contact with. So it's like the minute that anything that you catch or attempt to catch anything, lupus is your body cells are attacking it. They're over attacking it. So the minute I would have come into contact with it, my body would have like raided it, basically, and killed it. At the expense of me having aches and pains and that I didn't understand. You know, when you have a flare up, usually it's because something attempted to invade your body and make you sick somehow, whereas a normal person would have gotten sick. I just have a lupus flare up and my body completely attacks itself and breaks my entire body down. And then when that flare up is over, I'm good. So lupus is both a blessing and a curse all at the same time. So I don't question it anymore. I actually am grateful that I have it at this given point with what's going on. Kamal says it's man-made for sure. Kamal is a medical professional. Monoclonal antibodies are changing lives, right? But they'd rather invest in other shit that doesn't work. Exactly. So, when have you heard that they've not been able to beat or conquer a virus? Seriously? With the technology that we have out here in 2021? But like she said, they'd rather invest in other shit that doesn't work. So that's how energies work as given to anything, whether it's COVID or whether it's even, like I said, the discussion on my Facebook page, someone asked if they feel that Jesus was a deity. And someone said with the energy given that it kind of would put him in that position. If you've ever watched the show American Gods, I've been at odds about it because the first two seasons after the first two seasons, they decided to change writers and like the entire show went in a different direction. I have a friend. It's derived. It's taken from an actual book or book series. I'm not sure. I think it's a book series or a book. I'm not sure. I think it's a series. I have a friend on Facebook. Shout out to you, Cletus Sherman, who actually read the book, and he did not understand with the removal of the characters they chose to remove after second season, how they would go on with the storyline. But the basic premise of the storyline, which is why I don't agree, they moved a gay character, the Jinn, who was Middle Eastern and homosexual, and they removed the African god Anansi, which they claimed was controversial because it included addressing racial issues, which I feel is something very needed with what is currently going on in society. So there was supposed to be a boycott, and I said I watched a couple episodes and attempted to say, well, let me see what it's like now, but I just couldn't wholeheartedly continue to watch, so I haven't seen the third season, although I've heard that they've added other African or Black gods, and I just still have not. They added Oshun from what I believe, but from the clips I've seen. But basically, the premise of the show is that Odin, Norse god Odin, Thor's dad, Odin, comes back from wherever. And he decides that, because basically the show goes on the basis of what I actually believe. when I tell you, and oh, actually, what is, because I have anyway. If you've watched how my cosmic chat on how the universe works, you would understand. So you'd have to go check that one out. But there are many, many, many gods. Many gods. The Christian God is known as Yahweh. Okay? And he even says, it even states in the Bible that he is a jealous God. So if there were technically actually no other gods, who would he be jealous of? And there's actually a Bible story where Jesus defeats the god Baal in the name of his father, of Yahweh, and takes over the people or the worshipers that they are then told that they need to worship Yahweh. Back in the day when Christianity began to take hold, there was a mass movement, the Crusades, in order to make everybody worship Yahweh. So you could no longer, the Greeks, the Romans, the Norse, they could no longer worship the gods that they formerly worshipped. In the Greek and the Roman, you had Zeus and Athena and Aphrodite and Venus, or whoever, because their names varied slightly from culture to culture, but they weren't allowed to worship the old gods anymore. So that power was taken from those gods. And so in American gods, the Norse god, or Nordic Norse, however you choose to say it, god Odin decides, you know what, this is bullshit that we've been subjected to. We're gods, and we all had our following, just like tarot card readers. There are enough people to go around. If so many people even worship every god, even if a couple people worship, 100 people worship every god that is known to man, there's still enough worship power and energy to be given to each god. Okay? And that is the basis of American gods. Like I said, Odin comes back and Odin says, look, I'm tired of being cast out and not being worshipped and not giving the praise that I am due, because it's all going to Yahweh and Jesus. And he says, we're going to take over and we're going to fight the new gods. We're going to revolt. We're going to start a war. We need to, the old gods need to get together, and we need to conquer the new gods. But it's not just Yahweh. There are other gods that come into play that you don't consider a god, which is another way the energy works. For instance, some of the gods that, in addition to season 1 and season 2, where you had the Jinn and you had Anansi and you had Anubis was there, and oh gosh, I forget who else was there. And then you had you had Odin, of course, and there was Belquis, which was another African goddess, and you came across several gods. Kristen Chenoweth, which is hilarious because she's a devout Christian, played Ostara. Who else was there? There was Shakti and Shiva were there on the show, and they just owned a diner in the middle of nowhere. They went to New Orleans, and they came across Papa Legba and Brigitte, Maman Brigitte. So they went into all these gods, and they discussed all these gods. They had all these gods. And so these are the old gods, and Odin was going around to them and trying to get him on his side to go up against the new gods. But the new gods weren't just Yahweh and Jesus. Some of the new gods were social media was the new god. Technology was the new god. Things that we low-key worship that we don't realize we outright worship. And so these things are taking energy away from the things that were old and good and old and good. Shit. Money was an old god though, because when has there not been some type of currency? And possibly the actual most powerful god of all, because when Odin went to him and attempt to recruit him, Money said, I'm more powerful than all of you. People will do anything for me. I don't need to take part in your little war shoe. Money said, I got this. I run this. And that's a fact. The most powerful of all. Hi, Nashika. Hey, baby. Welcome. So, energies work or get applied, that type of energy, where you feed it. So, the more that the Christian God is worshipped and Jesus are worshipped, the more powerful they became. And so now society is so caught up in Christianity, most of it, a lot of it. To me, in my opinion, it is one of the worst cult following things that is occurring in society. Because it seems like if someone said that they did it in the name of God or Jesus, it makes it okay. And on the counterpart, for the people who say the devil made me do it, all they need to do is repent and ask for forgiveness, and that makes it okay. When none of it influences taking responsibility, taking responsibility for what they've done and being accountable. Okay? So that innately is how energies work. And Odin basically was like, we're tired of feeling and being weakened. And we need to be able to, or have rights to be followed and have followers just like everyone else. Hey, Marie. Thank you for being here. So that's how energy works within religious factors. Okay? And that's, like I said, also how I feel it applies to COVID. The more you feed something energetically, the more it's going to grow. So had we not fed it all the fear and the panic and the worry, it would not have grown to such great and enormous capacities. We gave it power, and innately, just like Christianity, it was used against us. It's being used against us. It really is when you look at it. So, moving forward, we're going to talk about how energies work within manifestation, because that's one of the other things that society does not want you to know. You, speaking of gods, you possess all the same power that they do. People come to tarot card readers, people come to light workers, clairvoyants, and such, because they feel as though they don't possess the gifts that we possess, but they do. For different reasons, the ancestors, God, source, spirits in the universe may not allow certain people to access that knowledge and those higher levels, because what would everyone do with it? Not everyone is of pure heart and pure intentions. So usually, mostly people that are of pure heart and pure intentions are the ones who get such gifts. Other people do indeed learn how to manipulate energies and get control and access to those gifts. But free will is definitely a thing. And even the Bible tells you that you have all the power that God has as well. Therefore, when we go to talk about manifestation and we go to talk about the power within us, y'all can see and hear spirit just like I can. It is simply a matter of learning to open up to align your chakras, to open your heart chakra, your third eye chakra, and your crown chakras, and become balanced enough to do so. I was talking to, I've actually several people I've talked to about how do you see or meet your spirit guides. It's not going to happen until you're absolutely ready. Because I'm going to tell you, you don't know what your spirit guide is. or one of them. You have many. There's also a cosmic chat about spirit guides. But some of them may not be in human form. My spirit guide is not a two-eyed, one-nosed human being. We haven't had a conversation about where actually what we have, but he's ancient Pleiadian, not current, not past, our future Pleiadian. There's a difference because they can move back and forward within the fabric of time, and so it's he looks different, and so to appear in front of me at a certain point in my life would have probably scared the god awful shit out of me. And that's not what they want. So you have to be mentally and energetically ready for that to occur. Because you first of all, you don't know what your spirit guide is how they're going to appear to you. So you have to be mentally prepared and mentally, honestly open and ready. And they know when you are, and if you're not, you're just not. For those of you who do not know, we are all born with all of our chakras perfectly aligned in our tiny itty bitty bodies and able to see and interact with the spirit realm. But as we get older, we lose that ability because we're basically taught to. Not only that, but there are chemicals that are put into us that allow for that as well. The consumption of fluoride is one of them. Which is why we talked about reading your water bottle so that it says purified by a process of reverse osmosis. I don't know if you can, let me see. On the side of the bottle. Purified by reverse osmosis is how your water needs to be. Dasani is not water. If you Google it online, you can find out what brands of water are fluoride free. What fluoride does is blocks your third eye and crown chakra energies, no matter what you believe in and who you talk to on the other side, be it God, source, spirit, universe, Jesus, Yahweh, Christian God. Prayer is blocked. You want to know why your prayers are being heard? You might be drinking the wrong water. And then brushing your teeth. My grandmother never really purchased toothpaste. We always had to use baking soda. I got baking soda. We always had to use baking soda. And I hated it. And I was like, why? And she was like, you can't use regular toothpaste. It's going to fuck you up. And I just said, okay. Fine, and nasty shit. And when we had to rinse after that, we rinsed with peroxide, which also helps keep your teeth pretty. Okay, but you have to know to rinse with water after that because you can't allow that peroxide and that baking soda to sit in your mouth. You got to rinse. Duh. But fluoride is one of the things that stops us from enabling and enacting our gifts. The pineal gland, where the soul lives, and the key to all these different abilities, is located in the center of your brain. And that's where your third eye energies originate from. And so, like I said, fluoride helps to shut that down and block it off so that you can achieve the abilities. Not only that, but when you have that imaginary friend when you're a kid, when you say, Mommy, I saw something in my room, and Mommy told you that wasn't real, to just ignore it and go back to sleep, that's it too, because that's what you do. Then you tell your brain, you begin to tell your brain, that's not real. I'm going back to sleep. I don't see that. I'm going back to sleep. That's not real. I'm going back to sleep. And so you convince yourself, you talk yourself, you're raised out of the abilities that you are given, that you come here with. You've seen infants babbling and looking at something. You've seen it. You've held that little baby or your babies when they were growing up, or you've talked to your babies. Because I swear, my granddaughter Egypt, one day I was getting ready. We were about to go somewhere. I addressed her. I sat her on the middle of the bed, and she was sitting there, and I'm on this side of the bed, and she's looking on the other side of the bed, and she's just talking, and she's looking up, and she's just talking, and just talking. And I was like, who are you talking to, Mama? I'm like, are you talking to Pop Pop? And one of the Pop Pops, because she had two, her stepdad, my husband, who raised her daddy, and her biological grandfather both crossed over. Could have been my grandma, could have been anybody. Usually my grandma will let me know she's there. But I think actually the energy that I feel like it was her biological grandfather. And I was like, are you talking to your pop? Are you talking to your granddaddy? And she was just sitting there, and she looked over at me almost to say, okay, yeah, you know. And turned back around and was steady talking to somebody. She was talking to somebody. Okay? About 5, 6 months old. But we're taught to ignore it. We're taught to shut it down. I was never taught that. I was simply told, it's okay, baby. You're supposed to see that. Don't tell. You just can't talk to everybody about it. Just only talk to me that's what my grandma said. Just talk to me or talk to your auntie about what it is and what you saw, and you'll be okay. And then she had to talk to my aunt about it because my aunt and her boyfriend sat me down and tried to convince me that it was a shadow. And he was doing the shadow thing on the wall with the hands and like, this is a shadow. And I'm sitting there like, I ain't seen no shadow. And I was like 3. And I talked to them about it when I got older. They were like, you can't possibly remember that. I'm like, oh, I do. And it was not a shadow to this day. I'm telling you, it was not a shadow. I know the difference. Hey, Bella. So you have, right, a right came on. Alignment can make or break you. Which is why I'm about to start teaching Aubrey to meditate with me. And as she sleeps, when she takes a nap, I'm going to start playing chakra alignments to keep her right. And in her room when she sleeps at night. So, because she's very gifted. So you have, every single one of you out there, have all the gifts. You don't need me. You don't need me. Some of you are thoroughly in denial and you just need somebody to tell you the truth. But most of you know the answers that you come seeking of me anyway before you get here. Most of you know. Especially those of you who want to know if somebody's cheating on your ass. You know. If you have to ask, then you already know. Every now and then somebody will come to me and I'll be like, no, you're just paranoid. Oh, okay. Good, Marie. I'm glad he's better. Right, came on. Now we may need each other for confirmation, which is all I do. But deep down inside, you know. Just like my masculine was here last weekend. I had gave up, but you know. So now, that being said, we've talked about the manifestation. Well, excuse me. We got to trail that one into manifestation. So manifestation is your power to ask for anything or anything of the universe that you want and desire, and to actually receive it. And you can do so. You might not get it when you want. It might not come in the form that you want. But you will get it. Also keeping in mind that what you want and what you need are two completely different attractions. Some of y'all want a man, but you don't need one until you learn some lesson, or you get your head or your self-esteem in a better place, or you're stable financially or mentally. Some of you are not mentally stable enough to be in a relationship. So you wonder why your relationships keep failing and you feel like God has forsaken you. But are you really mentally healthy and emotionally healthy enough to be in a relationship with another individual? No one is responsible for your happiness and your well-being. Your happiness and your well-being should not be something that is determined by whether or not you are in a relationship. Your happiness and well-being you should be okay when you're on your own. Yeah, we can get lonely. We can crave touch, and that can get a little depressing sometimes. It is indeed on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where we need affection and we need love and we need intimacy. However, the other thing is, if you're not about that poly life, it also does not hinge on having a relationship. I know, y'all don't want to hear that shit. Everybody wants to own somebody. But love, just because someone doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, doesn't honestly mean they don't love you. It just may mean that you might be a little bit burdensome and they got things to do and a life to live. That's what it could mean. That's what it could mean. Not everybody functions the same. People feel like if someone loves you, they should want to be with you no matter what. What does the no matter what entail? If you're toxic and you're a pain in the ass and you're annoying as fuck, but I love you, doesn't mean that I want to be around that energy all the time. Yeah, I love you, but can I be over here for a while? Do I really have to deal with you every day? I was with my person the other day, and I just realized how annoying it is to deal with him. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for you to go home now. But I love him. I just don't want to be with him when it comes time to decide what to eat for dinner. Shut up, Sika. So everybody is not equipped for a relationship. You can't expect a person to always be there to meet your emotional needs. That's enough. Don't you have a hard enough time dealing with your own shit? So now somebody else has got to deal with your shit and their shit? That's a lot. So that's one of the reasons a lot of people out here manifest in love, but they are not receiving it. You'll get it when it's time. Divine timing. Please know that the ancestors, God, source, and spirit do not have clocks. Time is something that we made up here so we can get to work on time. So you can get the babies to daycare and to school on time. So we can make it to the bank before it closes. So we can get to the hair appointment. Okay? So we can sit there and complain about how long we've been online in the grocery store. It's taking so long. So the universe is not looking at a clock and a calendar. They're not saying, okay, Tasha needs to be married by December 21st, 2024. Okay, all right, come on, let's find somebody. That's not what they're doing. What they're looking at is she's still healing and she is not over her ex. It might not be time to send her anybody just yet. That's what they're looking at. What they're looking at is that person's self-esteem is out of whack. If we give them somebody right now, they're going to fuck it up because they're going to be insecure. We need to wait till they get their shit together. That's what they're looking at. So when it comes to manifestation, know that you can manifest whatever you want. And yeah, you'll get it when it's the right time for it. And God's source spirit sees fit for you to have it. She could say, get out of my head, quit looking at me. I'm looking at everybody, Sheikah. So there may be lessons you have to learn. There may be goals that you need to, it might not even be a self-esteem thing. It might be that you have a calling or a purpose that you have to discover before another person comes into your life, because that would just distract you. Hey, Desiree. It could be so many reasons. So many. You might have a child that doesn't need you to have any other distractions because they have a purpose or a calling. And it was your purpose to bring that special child here so that they could, you could have a child that's going to change the world in some shape, form, or fashion. And if you have a distraction from raising that child in the way that they need to be raised and nurtured, in the way that they need to be nurtured, then the universe is not going to get your needs. Could be of small meaning. to the grand design. You have to look at the bigger picture. That was just Marie. I was just about to say Marie is one of those people. Marie is one of those people. Marie is raising some children, specifically her, not the boys are good, important too, but specifically her daughter is going to be something amazing and great. Her children are immensely gifted already and are going to make a major impact on our world. As Aubrey too. Aubrey too, which may be the reason we're all in alignment with each other. We don't know. Kema is prophesied to have a child of great importance that is going to make an impact on the world. Her and Capricorn just need to get it together. Because they could have us all on a fucking delay for all we know. You have to step back and look at the greater scheme of things when manifesting. Now, when talking about manifesting lesser things, I'm not lesser, let me stop that, because base chakra, root chakra needs are not lesser. What I'm talking about, we done talked about love. What I'm talking about, oh, also, wait, one more thing about love. Because I said this the other day, about manifesting when it comes to love and relationships. First of all, like I said, that was the first thing. The universe is not going to give you what you don't need for whatever reason until you need it or you're ready for it. Okay? Okay, most of these eggs getting old. Oh, she has a purpose, because she just don't know it yet. Give Kendra a chance. And the world got to have some evil. Everybody can't be good. There must be balance. Okay, so the other thing, though. But if you're free and clear to manifest love, I'm going to tell you what not to do. I had somebody in the chat just the other day who was talking about, that's what I've been doing. Never, ever, 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 ever did you just simply manifest a soulmate. That is entirely too vague. Okay? Everybody has soulmates. Everybody has soulmates. Everybody's sitting on death row. Every criminal, every serial killer, every psychopath, every menace to society, every evil, every demon, every succubus and every incubus has a soulmate. You don't know what you're calling when you just call in a random soulmate. When you manifest love, when you manifest a partner, when you manifest a person, what you want to manifest is someone who can love you unconditionally and is of your greatest and highest of good. Someone who can love you unconditionally. You might want to throw in there that they're on your level, because, that can... Nobody wants Forrest Gump because they can love you unconditionally and they won't hurt you. But so you might want to throw in a couple of extras, but at the very basics, you don't want to just call in a random soulmate without specification. What, Bella? Don't be laughing, because y'all seen Larry, Leroy. Don't nobody want... Anyway, nobody want nobody that rode the short bus. I'm just saying. Even though they may love you unconditionally and then won't you hurt your feelings. No. So you might want to throw in a couple of specifications. Yeah, Bella, he claimed he just had a learning disability, which you can work with if it's something like dyslexia. Because I caught it in his text messages. I was like, something's not right. So when I'm thinking, okay, so maybe you just have dyslexia. But no, and he was like, it's not, because I asked him straight up, I was like, can I ask you an honest question? Are you slow? And he was like, no, I'm not really slow. I just have a learning disability. And I said, okay, I can work with a learning disability. I just need to learn how to properly communicate with you. And so that's different, because people with dyslexia can be very highly intelligent. However, if your ass just slow, I can't do that. And clearly he was lying. He's just fucking slow. Period. He's just slow. He just slow. He was lying. I don't know what relative helped him set up a dating profile, but they're wrong. Anyway, moving forward. So when you're manifesting love, you're going to want to manifest someone who can love you unconditionally, which means for all and who and what you are, and is of your greatest and highest of good. I can't, y'all. It is what it is, though. It is what it is, though, y'all. So I can't with this. So I have to send you. I'm gonna send you the message. You're gonna die laughing. I didn't send. I should have sent it to you. Girl, he be checking into my chat and he really got a problem. And I was gonna go meet him, but there was too many red flags, like I said, because I straight up asked him, "Are you slow, buddy?" But so basically, you want to watch how you're manifesting love. You want to watch how you're manifesting love. And in all complete honesty, the best way to manifest anything, now we're gonna roll and slide on into money and financial well-being, whether you're manifesting that car, that house, that future college fund for them babies, whatever it is that you're manifesting on that level. Yeah, I mentioned that I bought some lingerie. He was like, "Can I see it?" I was like, "No." Yes, Les Desiree, that Leroy. Anyway, let me get into the chat. Y'all stop. We're going to have that conversation later when we get into the free chat. So, when you're getting into manifesting money, the thing that you're going to be looking for, or to do or to not do, is to live or think from a place of lack. Your manifestation is going to hinge on your vibration. Okay? How can I explain what I mean? I was talking to, it clicked to me when me and my mom were talking shit. One day, I was living with my mom and my sister and her boyfriend, and we were all kind of struggling at the point. We were like, we had just had the Hurricane Harvey, and we were kind of struggling a little bit, and because we couldn't, everybody couldn't get to work and stuff, so we were a little behind. And we were all, they worked with us, the complex, because of the storm and everything. So we're all hoping that we can scrape everything, get it together, and get the rent paid. And they're steady hitting the liquor store and just going and doing and buying and living like they're just spending money like they don't give a fuck. But yet they always manage to get the bills paid. And we're like, what the hell? And it's because they don't care. It's because they didn't care. I know, so I thought about that. And I did some more research on manifesting wealth, actually, and that time. And what I ran across was that if you manifest in the energy that you live in. So if you live from a place of worrying about not having it, then you won't have it. But if you live from a place of now, I don't worry how I'm gonna get this paid or get that paid. I don't look at something that I want to buy for Aubrey mostly. That's where my money be going. I do. I just bought her a table and a chair set, and then I turned around and bought her one. I forgot to show y'all her little chair. I'll show it to you later. And I bought her one, a little camper chair with a tray on it for my room. Because that one with the table, the big table came, I saw it. She looks so cute in her little table and chair for her room. And it's a wooden table and chair set. And then I have a little camping chair with a tray on it that I have for her to sit in my room. And when I look at these things, I'll be sitting around and I'll be like, you know what I need? And y'all will see me do it up here. I've sat up here and be like, you know what I need, y'all? And I'll hop right online and buy it, like I did with the Rolodex and several other things. So, and my hourglass. And so I no longer sit here and go, well, I can't buy that. Because if I buy that, then I won't be able to pay this bill. I don't do that anymore. I stopped doing that a couple years ago. So what you have to do is eliminate the mindset and the vibration of lack. from your life. If you live with a impoverished mindset, you'll always be in a impoverished state. You get what I'm saying? If you want to be rich, you got to act like it. If you want to have money, you got to act like you got it, and you'll have it. There's not much I haven't been able to afford or buy or do since I got out of that mindset. I no longer think about something like, I need a chair for Aubrey in my room. And I'll hop right online and buy that chair. And immediately, it's like that money gets replaced, almost. To where, like, someone needed some money. Not needed. I didn't have to. Somebody needed something, and I just gave it to them. And by the end of the day, like, I remember that saying, like, a couple hours later, I got a request for a private reading that replaced that money I gave to that person instantly. Okay? So if you live on a impoverished vibration, if you think on a impoverished vibration, then you remain and you will live on a impoverished vibration. If you get what I'm saying. So, yes, she loves her little chair and shit table came out. That's my girl. So we just go, and my daughter the same thing, and I had to explain it to her. She goes to the store and she'd be like, "Ma, I just bought it." Like I said, she be coming through. So she went in Hobby Lobby, didn't have what she wanted, but she came out with lawn signs and shit. And I was like, see, that's how you, and to not question it, not second guess it, to know I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna get this bill paid. I'm gonna get that done. It's gonna happen. Have you ever not? I mean, sometimes, yeah, but you have to know that everything happens for a reason, and maybe it's to boost you into living on a better vibration, and get out of that energy of living in a impoverished mindset. Okay, so that's how it works with money. If you know you've got it, you're gonna have it, you're gonna be fine, then you'll have it, and you'll get it, and you'll be fine. Period. So that's how manifestation works. And for anything, when you claim something, you claim it. My house, that's still my house. I checked, it's still empty. There are things about that house that are probably undesirable to the average buyer, but I want it. And then I had a lady hit me up and tell me that somebody said that the house was haunted. I know it's my house now, because that don't move me. Let it stay empty. And please inform whoever lives there now, even though it's unoccupied, that I'm on my way. And we'll talk when I get there. Exactly. So I'll handle that spirit when I get to that house. It'll be all right. I ain't worried about it. I didn't look at that house. When I looked at that house, I was called there. That's my house. So I don't know when. I don't know if it'll be the next year or whatever. Maybe the price needs to come down some. They already cut. It started being sold with the whole 4.5 acres, but they cut it back to where you can purchase it with including 2 acres, and it cut the price down to $400,000, as opposed to the $700,000. So maybe it'll come down a little more. Either way, it's my house. It's my house. So I'm not worried about it. And manifesting what you want, anything you want. You have to believe that you basically already have it. Well, I had somebody pop into my chat long ago, well, crazy self, and the first question she ever asked me was, tell me about my future husband. There was no doubt in her mind that maybe I will be single forever. That thought was not in her mind. She said, my future husband is, just tell me about him. I know I got one. And that's how you manifest. to believe it, not to if it. If, I hate that word. And I've said it before. I hate the word if. Get that out your head, get that out your mind, get that out your heart. There's no if. It's when. Replace all your ifs with when. If I get rich, not if I get rich, when I'm rich, when I get my house, when I marry my person, when I find love, when I get that car, when I finish school, when I get pregnant, when I have my kids, when I have this, when I have that. However, I am also not telling you to live outside of the realm of reality. You do also have to include being realistic. Because sometimes reality may not apply to you. For instance, God, source, spirit, universe, and the ancestors are not going to give you somebody else's husband. So don't say when he's going to leave his wife and could no. See, that's and that's all I'm going to say about that, because sometimes there are reasons that you are denied some of the things that you may want. There are reasons sometimes. There are reasons, because what you want and what you need are two completely different attractions. And sometimes the universe will say, you know what? You want that shit so bad, I'm going to give it to you. Then you get that shit, and you realize, I didn't want this. Is this what I thought I wanted? No, I'm good. I don't want this. Take it back. But no. The universe is like, nah, you keep that shit. You wanted it. We gave it to you. You keep it. Okay? All right, K-Ma, be safe. Go get your gumbo, girl. So, you also have to be realistic. Okay? Within reason. If you've been 5'2" and you're 40 years old, to manifest being 5'11" or 6 feet is not going to work for you, because let's be realistic. You see what I'm saying? Things that we have no control over. Other people's paths are some of those things we have no control over. So like I said, if somebody's married, if somebody just don't want your ass, you can't be manifesting on that level. Now, that being said, we're going to get into how energies work between people. So you can thoroughly not want somebody. You can thoroughly be done with an individual. It can be over. You can be through and I hate you and go away. But for some reason, you can't stop thinking about that person. For some reason, they're still on your mind. For some reason. Why? What reason? Why? Because you're energetically connected. Soul ties are very fucking real. Spiritual and physical STDs are real. They are real. It's real. So be careful with whom you allow into your energy space. Okay? Because once you've connected with someone, they could be thinking about you and thinking about you and thinking about you. And you, why can't I quit thinking about her or him or them? Why? Because they're thinking about you. They're calling on your energy. And people will do anything to stay into your energy. Things to not allow people to do to you, to stay into your energy, would include making you mad. The minute somebody pisses you off, they got you. They are allowing them to stay in and control your energy. Sheikah, that's why I keep telling you, just ignore it. Just don't get mad. If you get some bullshit messages or info, block. Just block, delete, and move on. Block, delete, and move forward. Don't give it an ounce, because it allows that person to keep a hold of your energy and you can't heal and move on. your attention. Anybody that just wants any little bit of your attention. Those of you out there co-parenting, I'm so sorry that you have to go through that. If you're co-parenting with a toxic baby mama or a toxic baby daddy, I am so sorry that you have to communicate with that person. But I'm gonna tell you, the best thing that you can do is only communicate with that person when you have to talk about the child. The minute they start to talk about anything else, cut them off. You may even want to get a mediator, a family member or friend to be a go-between, so you don't have to talk to that person. An auntie or an uncle or a grandma or a granddaddy, to where you can, when it's your time to get the kid, or give the kid, you drop the kid off, and then they pick the child up, and you don't have to communicate. You can communicate through a third party. You call their mama, she calls you, hey, so-and-so said that she needs such and such for little Paul. And then when the rest is relayed, the request is met, and you don't have to communicate, because the minute that person pisses you off, they have control over your energy. The minute that person upsets you, they have control over your energy. The hot second they have your attention in any shape, form, or fashion, they have control over your energy. The minute you dream about them, they are dreaming and thinking about you. You better believe it. And you did this to you. That's what my ex would say. It's your fault. Claim it. Forgive yourself and forgive them. But in all honesty, you don't know if the person's going to be an energetic or physical stalker till it's over with. You don't. So now you have to deal with the fact that you're still energetically tied for anywhere from 5 to 7 years. You heard me. Soul ties energetically tie you from 5 to 7 years. Can be longer depending on the depth of the connection. And if you keep dipping back in it, it's going to prolong your connection. So you give a person power over you. And in that, you can take it back. There was times where I was so mad at my masculine, and I'll tell you about the dream I had in a minute. Just had this dream. When I was taking a nap a little while ago. I was so mad at that bitch. I laid down to go to sleep. And about 5 or so, I know it was quick. I know it had to be quick. I don't remember if I looked at the clock or not. But shortly after, as soon as I closed my eyes, he popped up in my dream. And I woke myself up, because I'm good like that now. I'm over control. I woke myself up. I woke up. I was like, no. I woke up and I just yelled. I was living by myself, so I know my neighbors thought I'm a fucking nut job or whatever. And I just said, I yelled at myself, I said, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you while I'm awake. I don't want to talk to you while I'm fucking asleep. Don't talk to me. And I calmed myself, and I smoked a little bit of a blunt, and I went my ass back to sleep. And he did not pop back up in my dream that night. Wake yourself up. Damn it. Be like, nah, take control of your tone. No, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not fucking with you. Awake or in the 4D. Don't come at me. Nowhere. I don't want to talk to you anywhere. I don't want to see you anywhere. So you have got to take control of your energy. These things come with meditation. I have a whole list. If you go to my main page of this channel and you look under playlists, there's a whole list that says meditations. And under that list, there is everything that you could possibly need help with. And with Subliminal Meditations, all you got to do is put it on, plug your phone in, go to YouTube, put it on, put it by your help. You don't have to get YouTube Premium. It's $12 something a month, but it's worth it. But most of the meditations, I think they may only play a commercial at the beginning. I don't know, because I got Premium. So for those of y'all who have commercials in your life, I'm so sorry. I can't. So, because I do this, I'm not going to have my chats I'm not going to, anyway. So, put on your subliminal sleep meditation for whatever you're trying to get through and whatever you need help with. And if it's blocking negative energy, there's some for everything. Trust me, I have over 60 meditations on that list. Guided, which means someone's speaking to you. And subliminal, which means it's just an undertone while music or rain or whatever plays over it, to frequencies that tune and adjust and heal you. It's all there. Anything you need. And if it's not there, email me or inbox me on Facebook Messenger. I will find one and I will send it to you. But they're all over YouTube. All you got to put in is what you're trying to do. Sleep subliminal to heal heartache. Sleep subliminal to block negative energies. Sleep subliminal to heal your heart chakra, your root chakra, your throat chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus chakra, your crown chakra, and open your third eye chakra. Unleash and activate your pineal gland, your pineal gland chakra, your pineal gland. To heal aches and pains. To heal heartache, childhood trauma. There's one for everything. Sadness, happiness. There's something for everything. And that will start to help you to align yourself to control your energies. To where other people can't be all up in your energy. I hate my ex's baby mama. That's the one that I try to remain high vibe, but I'm an Aries. I'm not just an Aries. I'm an Aries sun, Leo rising, and a Sagittarius moon. I'm fire, bitch. And if ever I see that bitch in real life, if she's ever within arm's length and reach and I can touch that hoe, I'm going to beat the brakes off that bitch. I'm not lying to you. I have so much pain. I might be in prison. If ever you heard I went to prison, you say to yourself right there, I'm going to say her name because I don't give a fuck. I want her to know. She must have fucking killed Mahana. I must have. That must be, if I ever go to jail, somebody was either fucking with my kids or my grandbabies, or I met Mahana Smith face to face. One of the two. Because if ever I can get my hands on her, Anyway, moving forward. So I had a dream that I was in the car with her and my ex. And it was my car. But I was in the back seat. And they had picked me up from somewhere. And I don't know why. But he drove off because we needed to move. And I was like, pull over in the first parking lot you get to. And he pulled over in the first parking lot he got to. And I got out the car and I was like, get your ass in the back seat. And I put her ass in the back seat. And then I got in the front in my passenger side and we drove off and we was fine. And then I woke up from the dream. So I guess that was me taking control because he mentioned her the other day when he was here and I didn't go off, and that was that's a step up. So Sheikah, that heifer openly came for my marriage. She openly came for it. She did everything in her possible power to destroy what we had, and she was damn successful. She was pretty damn successful. And I will never, because like I said, I question sometimes. It makes me wonder because I'm like, why? I would never do such a thing to a person. When I left all my exes, I let them go on with their lives like a normal, sane person. She's not a normal, sane person. But I tell you what, when I get done with her, she'll be sane. Okay? So, basically, I have no pity and I have no mercy because I tried to be kind to her, and I tried to be nice, and I tried to be friendly, and I tried to be civil. And so, yes, Sheikah, you were there. You know. You remember. I forget. Yes, y'all. Sheikah Smith is she's my high school friend. She's my high school best friend. And we've known each other that damn long, since I was in 9th grade. And so she was there. She knows how that woman wrecked my entire relationship. She came hard I mean, she came hard. She pulled out every baby mama trick you could pull out your ass. She tried it all. She tried it all of it, and some. And got creative with it. She did the the absolute most, and still didn't stop. We were about to reconcile, and she managed to fuck that up. But he allowed it. So I have to give him his credit due as well. However, men are stupid. And so, especially when there's a child involved. So, but if I could have just got that child for one summer, I promise you that's not his child. But moving forward, yes, I will send him for the DNA test. I would say, because that is not his mama too. I'm sorry, that's the last thing I don't like about his mom. But usually if a woman knows that a child is not her grandchild, that's not her grandchild. I'm just saying. And she said it. She kept saying. She didn't say that about any of his other kids. Just that one. And I believe her. And I agree. That child looks nothing like him. Or those other children. I'm just nothing. Nothing. So, and then they had been apart for 2 months when she popped up and called him and said she was pregnant. And anyway, moving forward, I don't believe it. I just don't think that's his kid. So, you have to, you have to take control of your energies. You have to take control of your energies. And that's the best way to do anything. That's the best way to manifest. That's the best way to heal. Healing crystals actually help with it. This is black obsidian. It's for warding off and driving away negative energies. If you are a mom, you're pregnant. Matter of fact, I sent my daughter a care package. I'm trying to get pregnant. You want rose quartz. It's a light pink stone. Stress, worrying, and anxiety. I don't have a big one. I have little ones. You want amethyst. And so, there are many ways. Meditation. Like I said, crystals, healing, just praying to whoever it is that you pray and believe in for enlightenment and elevation, to raise your frequency, to raise your vibration. Being open to it, because you have to be open to it. Like I said, for those of you who are like, how can I meet my spirit guide? Your spirit guides have to know that you're actually mentally ready for that. Because honestly, you don't know what they may look like or be like. If you know no one's in your house and your spirit guide just appears to you, it could freak you the fuck out. It could cause you to have some type of injury or trauma or heart attack. And so you need to be spiritually ready and open for that. So the way that energies work, you really have to be careful who you allow into your space. The other thing that happens is, I met someone recently that I'm really into and I really like. What happened? My ex decided to come back and start talking to me. And pop up, talking about I love you. And I'm sorry, I apologize. So your ex can indeed, because of those soul ties, 5 to 7 years, yes. Sounds like a prison sentence for a reason, 5 to 7. 5 to 7. Your ex can sense when you have moved on. They can sense when your energy has reduced, pulled back, disappeared, or been occupied by someone else. They can sense that your ass is happy. Even if there is nobody else. Be like, oh, wait, he or she is happy? They happy? Oh, no. We can't let that happen. Let's call them and fuck that all up for them. Let's text them. Let's post some pictures with someone new. This is why I block I don't need to see nothing you got going on. Block your exes. Block your exes. So many people call me crying. He posted a picture with the girl and then no. You don't need to see no. Right. Right. Block, they just know. They just feel it energetically. It's a soul tie. A person that is You can feel that energy. You can feel their energy. And energies go between family members as well. About 4 years ago, it's been a good shoot. It's been about 4 years now. 3, 4 years. I was home. I was living in Houston. I was still with my ex. He was home. I'll never forget it. He was off that day one day, and I was just crying. Lord, I was just crying. And you can be connected. Like I said, it's not just lovers. It can be friends. It can be family members. I was just crying and crying. If you're in touch or they're in touch with their higher self on any level, or even if they're just some people are just naturally more intuitive than others and connected to their emotions. Water signs are very naturally connected to other people and their emotions and their psychic selves. I was crying and I was crying and I was crying, and it still happens sometimes. I'll be like, somebody in my energy is sad today. Who is fucking sad? People who are my Facebook friends, Sheikah will tell you, every now and then I'll post, I'll be like, I need everybody to check in. Something's not right with my people. Can y'all let me know if y'all okay? You need somebody to talk to or whatever's going on with you today. And my people will check in, and then somebody, lo and behold, will jump in my inbox and be like, it's me, this is going on, and then I'll talk to them. Right, see, Bella? And so, like I said, it was about 3 years ago now, I think, 4 years ago. I was home, and I was just kind of been crying for like 3 fucking days. And I was like, why am I crying? I kept telling Masculine, I was like, it's not you. You didn't do anything. This is not my energy. Everything is fine. I'm happy right now. You're not even talking to anybody or cheating. He was playing the space station. He was like, nope. I was like, it's not you. I got to figure out who this is. He was like, he was trying to help me. He was like, maybe it's one of the kids. I was like, I checked on all the kids. I don't know what's going on. And I was just crying and I was just crying and I was just crying. And then I called my mom. I was like, Ma, I don't know what's going on. I'm just crying. I can't stop crying. I don't know what's happening. And she was like, oh, my brother had a dog named Tex. And he loved this dog like people love their dogs. You know you love them pets like they're your babies. And Tex had been sick for 3 days. And he was scared he was going to die. And he just died that morning. Because like the crying went from crying on and off crying to just I woke up that morning and was just uncontrollably bawling. And I was like, why the fuck? I was mad at him. I was like, why the fuck didn't y'all tell me? Because this is, I've been crying for days. And then I called my brother. I was like, are you okay? He was like, no. And I was like, I know. I've been crying for 3 days. Like you and your dog. I was like, what the hell? And I could not figure it out. And I was telling Masculine, I was like, baby, you didn't do anything. I'm not depressed. I'm happy. I don't know what's going on. This is not about you. This is not my energy. I don't know what's happening. It was horrible. It was horrible. But my brother was so fucking heartbroken. And it was like he couldn't even afford to, he had to go bury the dog by himself. He couldn't afford to take him to the vet at the time. He was distraught. He sat there and actually watched his baby die. He had a heart disease. He was like, he died in my arms, Tasha. And I was just crying, and we was just crying. And then my sister was in, and she's crying, and everybody, I'm like, damn. 3 fucking days. So energies, this is how they work. When you love a person, you don't even have to, when I say soul ties, don't think that you could just, that you have to have fucked that person. No. Oh, no. No, what you've allowed someone into your emotional space, whether you have joined with them physically or not, it makes it worse if you joined with them physically. But if whether or not, if you just have fallen in love with that person, if you have just exchanged emotion with that person, if you have just become very close energetically and emotionally to that person, it's an emotional tie. It's not just a physical tie. Okay? It's real. We're all connected. I sit here, and this is the last thing. I'm going to wrap it up after this because it's 9:43. I sit here every day. And let me tell you some of the things that have happened just recently. Who was I? Wasn't it K? It was K Ma, I believe. Who was it? Who was cooking the red beans and rice? Somebody was cooking red beans and rice and cornbread. And I was like, why all of a sudden do I want red beans and rice? And somebody probably, because that's what I'm cooking. I have smelled y'all's food. I have felt your emotions. I've had your cramps. I've heard your music. Sorry, I'm not home right now, walking in a spider web. Leave a message and I'll call you back. I have felt your sadness. I have felt your sickness. I have felt some of y'all's nausea. When my daughters are pregnant, I'm constantly nauseous. I have caught your coughs. I have caught your colds. I have caught your laryngitis, whether y'all chime in or not. Some of y'all just be lurking in the background. And I'll be sitting here like, somebody doesn't feel good because I was fine till I got up on this bitch. I have tasted the food that you're eating. I have felt your heartache. I have felt your disappointment. I have felt your person's heartache. I have felt your person's disappointment. I have felt when y'all bitches be horny. I have felt when somebody is hot for you. I have felt all of that. When I go through and I read these energies, I feel all of that. By the end of my reads, it doesn't matter what I ate before I got up here. I'm hungry and I'm tired. I'm like Aubrey, I'm hungry. And I be tired. And I be drained. And I just be emotionally spent. Because I have felt every question. I have all the anger, all the frustration, all the aggravation, all the low vibrational energy. Last night, I had a low vibe person. And that's, like I said, like K-Ma said, that energy was familiar. I should have been aware, more aware, but I was aggravated by something else. Spirit was trying to protect me because Spirit would not allow me to log into the chat. Yes, Desiree, I feel your sadness. I absolutely do. And I'm angry at you because you don't have to be sad. You didn't have to be. But I love you. I love you. I get, it's hard, and that's hard because I get frustrated with y'all because not only that, but I know things that y'all don't know. And I feel, and I sense things that y'all don't sense. And I tell y'all and y'all don't listen. And I'll be like, "Ooh, why didn't you listen to me?" But y'all don't listen. Free will is a thing. And then I got to deal with your sadness. Sheikah, you a good one for that shit too. I'll tell you some shit and you don't fucking listen. And then I got to pet your bitch asses up. Fuck y'all. Start listening to me. Start listening to me. Well, Sheikah, you would have to ask for me for a specific, like if someone, Sheikah, what I mean is if somebody asks me how a person feels about them, and then that person is hot for them, then I know. And so it's frustrating because y'all don't listen. No matter what I tell you, y'all honoring. Y'all stuck in your ways. You want to set boundaries and shit. You want to be stubborn. You want to listen to what society says is or is not or should not be. And it ain't always like that. It's not always cut and dry. Nobody is perfect. And the world is fucked up. And love is a valuable commodity. And if somebody tells you to do something, especially a psychic, then damn it, do it. What you looking for? You blinded me. You got your light on. So I didn't know if you know you had it on. Chunky sleep? Okay. I'm about to wrap out. I'll be out there to talk to you for a few minutes. You be in the office? Where you at? Okay. Yeah, because it is 9:48. It's almost 10. It's bedtime. I got to get some sugar. So, We're going to try to fix it, Desiree. We're going to try to fix it. But sometimes sadness is a part of the lesson that we have to learn. It's a part of the lesson that I had to learn. I learned a lot about my relationship. And yeah, my ex was wrong when it came to a lot of shit. But I was wrong when it came to a lot of shit too. And we have to learn how to claim and accept our part in things. We have to learn how to take responsibility for what we did in certain situations as well. For not being understanding, for not being empathetic, for not being for being too hard on people. For being too hard on people. Lessons that need to be learned. One thing, for instance, Sheikah, if you respond to every breakup in your life the same way, until you learn how to not let it affect you and in that way and respond in that way, you're going to keep going through those same types of breakups. Those same types of disappointments until you learn how to deal with it differently. Because it is not you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are good enough. And if every time you go through that, what's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? Why didn't he even want me? If you go through that every time somebody leaves you, you're going to keep going through that until you raise your vibration enough to know that there's not a damn thing wrong with you. There's something wrong with that motherfucker. They lost out. I'm the damn prize. They're going to suffer. They're going to pay. I need to pick my head up, lift it up high, and go on with my beautiful damn life. Because it's their loss. And until you can do that automatically, every time a motherfucker fucks up in your life, then you're going to continue to go through that. And I'm going to have to keep petting your ass up. So I'm going to need you to get it this damn time. Because we getting too old for this shit. We getting too damn old. I think I about covered most of how energies work. When you're calling in love and you're not on a high vibration, you're going to get bullshit. And it's not like when they say, how can I put it? It's inaccurate when they say you get like attracts like. People misunderstand that, and it's an inaccurate way to word it. When they say like attracts like, it's like, imagine an apartment building or an office building, all right? And on the bottom floor, or actually we'll start in the basement, is all the trash, okay? That's where all the dumpsters are and the trash compactors and the lower level machines. The trash compactors, the dumpsters, the shit like that, okay? Then on the second floor, you got the janitorial crew. The people that clean the bathrooms, the floors, and keep the building clean. And then on the second floor, you got like the secretaries, the people that go get the coffee, to take the messages, that answer the phones and sort the mail. Then on the third floor, you got the managers, the people that tell all the people on those first 3 floors what to do. 2 floors what to do. 3 floors. Then on the 4th floor, you got the upper level supervisors that actually run the business and somewhat kind of tell those other managers what to do under them, the supervisors. Then you have the higher level executives who acquire the business and are the brains and the creators and the functioners of the building and tell everybody underneath those what to do. And then you got the upper levels executives who just own everything, manage the money, and really don't do that much else. They just watch it work, and every now and then they might say, let's change this, let's do that. And then you got the big boss who may own everything, and you don't even see him like that. He's got 50 other companies, so he most of the time ain't even in the damn building. His office just locked and clean and pretty all the time. Okay, so let's imagine energies like that. So if you are, no matter what you do, even if you're just the person who sweeps, who takes the trash downstairs, even if you're just that person who goes up to all the other floors and gathers the trash and brings it downstairs, once you get down there, there are dirty dudes who are actually dirty and handle the actual trash and smell and they're horrible. It doesn't matter. You still work on that level. So if you're manifesting a relationship while you're on that level, that's what you're going to get. Somebody that's on that level. If you are on the cleaning and janitorial crew, it doesn't matter if you're the lady who cleans the windows or you're the lady who cleans the toilets. If you manifest, even if you just clean the windows and you be like, ew, I don't touch toilets, you still work on that level. So you might get somebody that just cleans the toilets if you manifest on that while you're on that level. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're the person that answers the phone, but you think less of the guys who run the mail up and down to the floors, the mail boys, that doesn't matter either. They're still the ones on your level. If you work in the kitchen and you're a cook, but over there in the corner is the dishwasher who's always dirty and wet, you're still in that kitchen. You're still going to manifest someone within that kitchen. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not going to be a basement person and start manifesting a lover and get somebody from the third, fourth floor. That's not how it energetically works. So if you want somebody from the third or fourth floor, you are going to have to get more education, get a better suit, apply, go on an interview, and get hired for a job on one of those higher levels before you're going to have to elevate. Do you hear me? You're going to have to raise your vibration. Do you hear me? You're going to have to move on up. I say we're moving on up to one of those levels before you can people, these chicks out here that want a six-figure nigga, but they only making $10,000 a year. Good luck with that, bitch. You have to raise your vibration. A dope fiend is not going to marry a preacher. I said what I said. I said what I said. How many heavy metal singers have you seen married to a rapper? I said what I said. How many chicks that work behind the counter at McDonald's have you seen married to a man that runs a Fortune 5,000 company? I said what I said. How many messy, gossipy bitches have you seen married to a righteous man? I said what I said. For that type of man to want to be interested in you, for that regal man to want to be interested in you, you have to be a regal lady. For a man that holds his head high and conducts himself with some type of umph and some type of he has a business profile, he has clients, he has to put off a certain persona, he carries himself in a certain way, but you got your ass out on Instagram. You got your titties out on Facebook. You got amateur shots on Pornhub. You got a fans only page. How many men? I said what I said. You done fucked half the town you live in. Right, Bella? And I'm not saying that you have to, like you said, they make millions, even if you don't make that much, but you carry yourself in a way that is worthy of a woman who can. I don't make as much as some of the guys I run across think. I don't even make as much as probably my masculine thinks I make. But I look like it. I carry myself like it. You wouldn't know it by what I drive and how I maintain and the way that I speak and how I carry myself. You have to be on the vibration to attract what's within your vibration. Understood? Right, Bella? But you carry yourself like you're worthy of a man who does. You're not taking pictures with your ass up on the bathroom sink. Okay? I said what I said. Take it how you want it. Okay? Nobody wants that. Yeah, they want to look at that. They want to show that to the man. Hey, look at her, look at her, look at that, look at it. They want to show. They'll click like on that, but they're not going to marry it. But you bent all over and your tongue all out and earrings hanging out your lip. Just saying. Where are you taking that? Where are you being taken? What upper class party or affair, excuse me, because when you get to that level, it's not a party. It's a banquet. It's an affair. It's an event. Who's taking you to an occasion? Who's taking you to a banquet with 3 lip rings? I have tattoos. I was taught to put them where they can be covered. I was taught that you don't put tattoos all over your face and your hands and to the point where that's how I was raised. Put them where you can cover them when you need to be professional. If you get yourself in a position now, I don't have to hold a job professionally again. I have a calling or a profession that can allow me to be a lot more creative if I want to. I'm still not putting no damn tattoo on my face. What's wrong with y'all children? And some of y'all grown folks. I have 1 nose piercing. Itty bitty little classy dot. That's it. And it comes right out. You don't. And then you expect what? Nope. So, that's been our cosmic chat about energies. If anybody has any questions in the future, my email is in the channel description as well as in the description of each video. Always please, and you can reach me on Facebook Messenger. All that information is in the channel description and the description of each video. Always feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you have any complaints or if I offended you, fuck you. I don't care. Keep that. Just don't watch. I don't care. But I love each and every one of you. I will be doing questions tonight. So I'm going to go talk to my daughter for a few and see what she's up to and give Aubrey some night sugar and then I'll be back. It's been cool. Thank you all y'all for being here in the chat tonight. I know, Desiree, you apologize, but you guys, sometimes it just be too late. But Desiree, you have a question, so make sure you check into the chat. And then we'll talk about last night, which was somebody who brought negative energy. A person can be around you. When you walk into a room, that's another thing of energy. When you walk into a room and you feel the heaviness in the room, that shit, that's a form of energy. Y'all have to learn how to be open to. That's what I preach on meditations. And opening your chakras and aligning your chakras. To be open to feeling energies. Because I'll walk into a room or a place and be like, nah, I need to. Okay? All right, so I love y'all. And like I said, give me about maybe 20 minutes and I'll be back and we'll on the second chat and we'll do some questions. I will, Shiki. All right, love you.